Yes, my friends, welcome to this special edition of the Bewitching Hour 2.0. Coming up in 2019 will be 10 years since I started doing internet broadcasts on Livestream, Ustream, Jim Radio, and all that other good stuff. But the pagan in me couldn't wait till 10 years. I had to go for the 9-year, 3 times 3. So consider this an advance on the 10-year anniversary. And we're just going to look back at some of the best clips from those past 10 years, and there'll probably be a couple more of these videos coming up because there's a lot of clips to go through. So, sit back and enjoy. And I guess we'll start. I guess I have to do this. Yes, even I make bloopers once in a while. So we'll start off with a few of those. And we're back again, I think. Are we here? Can anybody hear me? Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Okay. Camera doesn't seem to be working over here on live stream. So, we'll jump into another music video and figure out what's going on. What else can we get into tonight? I hope everyone had a terrific New Year. You didn't drink too much. I hope you weren't stupid and drank and drive. Drink and drive. If you didn't drink and drive, there we go. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here in the studio tonight. And moving right along. It's okay. We're at one of those days, people. Yes, my friends, do check out the... Oh boy, alright, hold on. Yes, my friends, we have a short blooper clip here where I was on my front porch attempting to record a segment for a video, and I guess a nearby crow had a different idea. I guess he didn't want me to record that day. Have a look, my friends. Yes, I guess that old crow had a mind of his own that day. In a lifetime, from my CD, Memory Lane 2. My name is David G. Duke, and we are winding down another What? No, we're not doing the Bewitching Hour right now. We're doing the Dave Time. Yeah, there we go. Winding down another Dave Time for you. And anyway... Oh, fuck. Yes, my friends, welcome to Dave Time, episode 16. And for those of you that are more observant and you got my blunder last week, labeling last week's episode 15, when the previous one was 13, yeah, what happened to 14? Well, 14 became a Gemgin TV exclusive that you have to jump over there to Gemgin TV and look through the on-demand videos to find. Yes, my friends, Dave Time episode 18 is on the air right now. And looking at my calendar, I realize we are coming up very quickly on my 2-year anniversary of Live with David G. Duke. Yes, be watching for that. Stankies! Oh man, Clinton always mispronounces that. Oops, Yankees. Yes, my friends, being a Californian, St. Clinton feels it necessary to sometimes snark on the fact that I am a Yankees fan. But on the plus side, my friends, at least he is not a Red Sox fan. Yes, my friends, Bewitching Hour 74 is now on the air. And we've put together a kick-ass show for you this week with some great music, conversation, quick snarks, snark attacks, and who knows what else. And we will be right back to get that all started right after this.
Get hot. Play to win. Go to DGD_media on Zazzle.com and browse the store for lucky merchandise sure to boost your confidence. From Father Day ties to golf shoes, wear 'em with pride. Artist David G. Duke of DGD Media, another ace in the hole brought to you by ChoiceTreasures.com. Let artist David G. Duke zazzle up a page for you. For more information, go to www.choicetreasures.com. Play to win!
Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the latest edition of the DGD Media Week in Review. Yes, we're on the air again, doing it again for you. And I want to start this week's show off with something I recorded on Tuesday of this week. For most of this week and much of last week, I'm watching closely the story of this guy right here, Ted Williams, the homeless man with the golden voice, who's now become quite the celebrity, has now been given a second chance. For those of you who may not have heard him speak or heard an example of his great radio voice, I have a little condensed clip of the video that put him in the spotlight right here. Let's have a look at that.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9. And we'll be back with more right after these words. And don't forget, tomorrow morning is your chance to win a pair of tickets to see this man live in concert.
Oh yeah, he's got the talent. He's got the voice for radio and voiceover. And here recently, he's been given a $10,000 contract to do commercials for Kraft macaroni and cheese, so that'll be great. That'll help him out. But, I want to just talk about this situation for a minute from a different point of view, something that other people have not mentioned before when talking about this, that one of the reasons Mr. Williams got this second chance was because he never gave up on himself. The fact that he had that sign saying, "I have a God-given gift of a great radio voice," proved that somewhere in his heart he knew that one day his voice would take him out of his current situation and put him into a better life for himself and for his family. And now it looks like it has. And I saw today that he was on the Dr. Phil show, and Dr. Phil is going to help him stay sober, which is a good thing. You got a powerful ally there, Ted. Dr. Phil. He'll make every resource in the world available to you. But the fact that Ted never gave up on himself, he knew that his skills and his talents would be his ticket to a better life. And that's the same for all of us.
That's right.
May not be where we want to be right now, but keep working at it and keep moving forward. You never give up on yourself and your skills and your abilities and your talents. They will take you where you want to be. It's great proof of that. And we wish Ted Williams, I always want to say Wilson. I'll get your name right eventually, buddy. Oh, no. Wish him all the success in the world.
So, I went to my mailbox today, and I found this killer CD by Daniel Willett. CD called The Enchantment, Songs to Sing Whilst You Sharpen Your Pencil. And I gave it a listen today, and I gotta say, there's some great tracks on here. All 11 of them rock out pretty damn good. Be looking for future episodes of The Bewitching Hour, where we can get Daniel Willett here on the show and get him to talk about this album a little bit and some of his past recordings and future projects. My name is David G. Duke. This is Bewitching Hour 79. Yes, my friends, this is Bewitching Hour episode 87, Friday, May 11th, 2012, and this Sunday is Mother's Day here in the United States, at least, and I'm sure many other countries around the world. So I'm going to shout out to all the moms out there, and to, of course, my mother especially. Bewitching Hour 87. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there.
Since Sunday, May 8th, 2011, was Mother's Day here in the United States and probably in many other countries around the world, I decided to start my Saturday, May 7th broadcast off with a Happy Mother's Day greeting to all the moms who may be watching. Got a whole bunch of new videos this week. Ha ha ha. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Mother is the name of God and the lips and hearts of all children.
Lucy entered the chat room saying, Dave time! Ha 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 ha. Wondering if she saw that tweet. I'm thinking about changing the name of my second radio show to Dave time. Yes, my friends, don't forget to acknowledge your mother on Mother's Day and every day, because without her you wouldn't be here. Treat every day like it's Mother's Day. And I'd like to once again extend a happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, but of course especially my own mother, because without her I wouldn't be here and you wouldn't have any Dave time.
And on a lighter note, about a week or so ago, St. Clinton emailed me this cool little promo that he made for my radio show over there on the Big G, Gem Gin Radio. He does a show over there called For the Love of Poetry and Spoken Word, which is on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays, followed immediately by my show, DGD Media, at 7 p.m. So he made this fun little segue, which I think is pretty damn cool. Thank you again, St. Clinton, for this. Have a listen, guys.
Oh, ladies, gentlemen, we've come to the end of For Love of Poetry and Spoken Word. Here on the J Network. Coming up next is my man, my main man. He's the music man. He's David G. And his show Media here on the Gem Network.
Hey Dustin, just wanted to pop on here and let you know that was a great video. Some great animations, great cartoon drawings there. And even if you did include the one of me, that's alright. I liked it. Just wanted to let you know it was a great video. Hope to see more of those real soon.
You are watching The Bewitching Hour with David G. Duke, the voice of conservative reason.
My name is David G. Duke, and this is For the Record. On the Saturday, July 23rd broadcast of Live with David G. Duke, when Lucy Diamond of Gem Gin Radio, Gem Gin Broadcasting, joined the chat room, she started out talking about the passing of Amy Winehouse, since she passed earlier that day. And I wanted to discuss that and talk about that a little more here on this episode of For the Record. So let's start out by seeing what Lucy had to say, and we'll work in my commentary as we go along. Amy Winehouse, I heard about her passing away, but didn't see any videos of her. So you posted a link to a video of hers, but I didn't watch it. At the time of the live broadcast on Saturday, July 23rd, I had not seen the video that Lucy Diamond linked to, nor had I actually heard much of anything else pertaining to Amy Winehouse.
as far as her music went, but since that time I have had a chance to watch the video Lucy linked to and other videos pertaining to her. The last one she did, Too High to Sing, booed off stage. It was bad. Yeah, that's what happens when you do drugs before a show. Like I said, after broadcasting that show, I did go back and watch the video Lucy was referring to, where Amy Winehouse was booed off stage because she was too high and too drunk to sing. And that should have been a wake-up call for the people handling her career. They should have gotten her into rehab that day. We, the fans, don't want to see people drunk and high and stoned on stage. We want to see a great concert. We came here to hear Amy sing. But, unfortunately, the people that are handling her career are too concerned about her career. Too concerned about her making money, since they make a percentage of her income. One video I saw commenting on her being booed off stage in that video, over on Daily Motion, said, where were the people that handle her career? Well, they're probably too busy counting their damn money. We need to let our entertainers know that we don't want to see them in these self-destructive behaviors. That we want to see them clean and sober and doing great music, great poetry, or whatever they do. But even when celebrities do go into rehab, their handlers and their managers are too concerned about their career and probably pull them out too quickly, which is why they go right back into the drugs and the alcohol. As Dr. Phil has said, when he gets people into rehab, whether they're celebrity or not, you're there as long as it takes. But unfortunately, in the entertainment industry, they're not there as long as it takes. They're there until their managers and their handlers need more money, and then they pull them out and get them back to work. And Amy Winehouse is an example of what can happen when they do that. As fans, we should support and let the celebrities we admire know that we don't want to see them in this destructive behavior of drugs, alcohol, or whatever it may be, and that we will support them in rehab, that we do want to see them get into rehab and get the help that they need. Oh, Dave, I hardly even knew her. I don't even think I've ever even heard her saying, I've had her own Dave. Plenty of Dave for everyone. Everyone needs a Dave. Everyone needs their Dave time, so get your ass in here. Yeah, I know, I joked about it on the live broadcast with Lucy, but I knew what she was talking about. Everybody needs that one person in their life that they can depend on, that person that will be there for them when the chips are down, will have their back in times of trouble, and will not tell them what they want to hear, but what they need to do and what's best for them. And apparently, Lucy Diamond thinks of me in that capacity. She would be on the prayer list for so long. It made me mad that nobody went to see her. What Lucy meant by that last statement about nobody coming to see her was apparently not too many people turned out for Amy Winehouse's funeral, or not too many people were there to help her through her troubles and her addictions. And as far as that first part about Amy being on the prayer list, my own personal beliefs is you don't pray for the dead, you pray for the living. So I would suggest, my friends, to pray for those artists, those entertainers, and anybody else you may know who's involved in any destructive behavior, drugs, alcohol, or whatever it may be, to get the help they need before it's too late, before they're 6 feet under. Don't turn your head away from it. Confront them, get them into rehab, do an intervention if you have to. There's a lot of great resources online, and DGD Media will be linking to those very soon on our websites. My name is David G. Duke, and this has been For the Record, a DGD Media production. Thank you, St. Clinton, for that information on how to get our stuff played here on GemGen International Broadcasting and DGD Media. And you can also email me at dduke@twcny.rr.com. Videos to play on Dave Time, Live with David G. Duke, and GemGen TV in general. Just let me know which one of those shows you want to play it on, or else I'll play them on all of them. And I'll put it in the on-demand page at GemGen TV as well. Anyway, and the surefire way to get your music played here on any DGD Media production is one simple rule. Be original. Have some originality to your music and to your music videos. Don't make your videos the same old, rapid cut, artsy-fartsy stuff that we've seen since the music video was born. Do something creative and unique and original. And you might just get pushed to the top of the playlist here at DGD Media. I just got a comment on this week's Project Runway. It was an interesting challenge, designing outfits for ladies who walk in stilts. Yes, stilt-walking ladies were their models that they had to design for, and there was some great stuff came on the runway. There was also some pretty hideous stuff coming down there. But I do have to say I disagree with Faline being sent home instead of her whiny-ass little design partner, Bryce Black. I swear if I heard him whine about being cut on grain one more frickin' time, I was gonna reach through my TV and choke him. Calls himself a professional and educated tailor and designer, and he can't fix a simple little sewing problem. Instead, he's got to whine half the damn episode. But it wasn't cut on grain, it wasn't cut on grain. My God, Bryce, you call yourself a professional? Hell, I could fix that in my sleep, sewing by hand. But no, they had to send his partner Faline home instead of him. Or if he's that whiny next week, I may puke. But anyway, my friends, my little fashion commentary for this week. Anyway, I want to take a minute here to say that I hope all my American listeners had a fantastic Labor Day weekend and are looking forward to the coming fall. And Mabon is just a few weeks away. Woohoo! Autumn equinox. After that, the night is longer than the day. Thank the goddess for that. This past weekend, past Thursday night, I see our good friend Polo the Fur King made the TV news down there in New York City as New York One, New York City's 24-hour news channel, was doing a little man-on-the-street interview thing, interviewing people about their New Year's resolutions. Yes, my friends, Polo the Fur King became one of the people they interviewed. We'll have a look at his interview right now. You see it right up there on that screen behind me.
The New Year's resolution for 012 was to do well, just do better, just make just try to make, basically like life is what you make, you just make the best of yours, and just do the best you can in 012. That's really the solution for 012 for me.
Yes, sir. There's Polo the Fur King. He's everywhere. Even makes the man on the street news about New Year's resolutions.
Since today is Veterans Day here in the United States, I just want to take a minute to thank our men and women of the armed forces for keeping our country free and giving me the freedom to sit here on the air 3 times a week and shoot my mouth off. You guys are the best. We pray that you return home as quickly and as safely as possible, but not before the job is done. You guys are the true strength of our country, and we love you, all of us here at DGD Media. Fully support our troops. God bless, stay safe, and know that you are greatly appreciated by all of us here at DGD Media.
Mego Diaz and their song Fiesta Pagana right here on Bewitching Hour 72. Yes, my friends, we are rocking through the 72nd broadcast of the Bewitching Hour, and well, it seems like just a few weeks ago that I broadcast my 50th episode. Now we're almost 3/4 of the way to the 100th episode, and you bet that one's gonna rock, my friends. Yes, sir, it will. And Be watching for some changes coming up here. See, they're getting a little stricter on copyright laws, which means I may need to get written permission from all artists who I feature here on DGD Media Productions. Written permission, giving me the permission to use their music and videos here. But anyway, my friends, regardless of that, we will continue to put together a great kick-ass rockin' show for you here, as we always do. Always got my music and art, and I know there's a few artists who always give me the permission to use their stuff. Daniel Willett, I know his stuff will always be here. And many of the other artists that you see here on Gem Gem may also be here as well. And so, my friends, as we blaze through this episode of the Bewitching Hour,
and I'm sitting here looking at some pictures and video footage of the aftermath of Hurricane Irene, and I hope that all my listeners in the areas affected by Irene are safe and made it through in one piece, and I hope your damages and property damages and such were minimal. But look at the bright side. Hurricanes do stimulate the economy, and if you think about it, before the hurricanes, people are running to the stores, stocking up on food and batteries and candles and all that stuff. That gives a boost of profit for the store owners. And afterwards, landscapers, carpenters, contractors, and such are busy working in the cleanup. That helps. So there is a plus side to everything. I just had to slip that in here. Hey, this is David G. Duke of DGD Media, and I want to talk to you a little bit about Choice Treasures Market. Back in 2007, late fall, early winter of that year, I discovered Zazzle.com and opened a store there. Started uploading some of my art, animations, photography, and such, putting them on t-shirts, mouse pads, coffee mugs, all that good stuff, and did pretty good for the first couple of years. A couple thousand visitors, a few $100s in sales. And I met with Lucy Diamond, and she told me about Choice Treasures. And one thing led to another, and Choice Treasures put together an advertisement. This advertisement right here, that you're about to see.
Get hot. Play to win. Go to DGD_media on Zazzle.com and browse the store for lucky merchandise sure to boost your confidence. From Father Day ties to golf shoes, wear them with pride. Artist David G. Duke of DGD Media, another ace in the hole brought to you by ChoiceTreasures.com. Let artist David G. Duke zazzle up a page for you. For more information, go to www.choicetreasures.com. Play to win!
And after that ad went online, started being circulated all over the internet, played on Gem Gen Radio. Prior to Gem Gen Radio, Lucy Diamond played it on the ILN radio show on that other network. And since that ad came out, my visits have been skyrocketing, jumping. Right now I'm over 74,000 visitors as of right now. I can't say that advertisement is solely responsible for that, but those numbers did start jumping after the ad went online. And as you saw, it's a well-produced ad. By the way, Choice Treasures did the audio for that ad. The video was edited by DGD Media for use on our video TV production. So, you need some marketing for your companies or whatever it is you do. Check out ChoiceTreasures.com. Their methods do work. I'm proof of that. ChoiceTreasures.com will help you knock out your competition. I think I have found what could be the most annoying reality show on television. It's a show called 24 Hour Catwalk, hosted by
supermodel Alexa Chung. And how the hell did she ever become a supermodel? She's not that much to look at. But, anyway, I digress. This show, for those of you who are not familiar with it, two designers are competing against each other. They have to create a 3-piece collection, 3 complete outfits in 24 hours. Easy. I could do that in my sleep. And to help them along, each of them has a team of 3 so-called professional sewers to help them create their looks, fit them to models, and show them on a catwalk in a runway fashion show setting. But these so-called professionals spend more time bitching, whining, and complaining than they do actually working. Everybody's so panicked about the time restraint that they can't seem to do anything. Hell, I could do it in less than 24 hours and get a little nap in before I have to show on the couch. But no, these guys gotta putz around and putter around and complain and whine and bitch and gripe instead of actually doing their work. Tell you, if I was on that show, I'd send my professional sewers, so-called professional sewers, home, do the work myself, and still get it done in plenty of time. And these people call themselves professionals. You know, when I saw previews for this show before it started, Alexa Chung said in the previews, "I'm coming for you, Klum," meaning she thought her show would be competition for Heidi Klum's long-running show, Project Runway. Well, Heidi and Tim Gunn and Michael Kors and Nina Garcia of Project Runway have nothing to worry about from this show. And speaking of Project Runway, I've been following the Runway All-Stars show, and you see some of my favorites are still in there, including Austin Scarlett. I think he's going to make it to the finals, and he might just win this. We shall see. My name is David G. Duke. You are watching Bewitching Hour 74, and this has been our fashion segment for this week.
My name is David G. Duke, and this is For the Record. Just when you thought Vogue magazine couldn't suck any more than they already do, or sink any lower, they go and feature a fashion spread that uses a 10-year-old model. This would be fine if it were a fashion spread for children's clothing, but this is a spread featuring adult clothing designed for nights out on the town. To any sane person with an IQ higher than my shoe size, 12, this is totally unacceptable and disgusting. Is Vogue now trying to appeal to the fashion-conscious pedophile? Project Runway star and chief creative officer at Liz Claiborne, Tim Gunn, was asked a few years ago about his thoughts on the ultra-thin models we see too often on the Fashion Week runways. In part of his answer, he pointed out that in many cases the reason the model looks that way is because she is in her early teens and barely into puberty. Mr. Gunn found this creepy and sickening, and I agreed. One can only wonder what he thinks of a 10-year-old modeling in such an alluring and provocative way. As a designer and a fashion industry insider, I am disgusted and appalled. Hearing about this almost makes me ashamed of the industry.
That's right.
And then there's the little girl's mother, a designer, who thinks this is mainstream. She needs to have her head examined and her children taken away from her. I, for one, will never allow my designs to be shown on any model that is less than 18 years of age, unless, of course, they are children's wear designs. My name is David G. Duke, and this has been For the Record, a DGD Media production.
And here we are again. And since we brought up prejudiced people and haters earlier in the show, got a message for them right here. Right down there. Again, a French fashion magazine makes controversial news. And wasn't it a French magazine that had the 10-year-old model in it? Yep. Lucy says, yep. Leave it to the French. Something crazy and controversial. What we are talking about here, my friends, is an article in French Elle magazine that sparked some racial statements, and I'm not going to glorify them by dwelling on them too much, but basically what they said was that black folks had no sense of style or fashion until Barack Obama got elected president. Well, I can think of many black celebrities who had a great sense of style long before the world ever even heard of Barack Obama. French Elle article. Racist remarks spark boycott. Yes, that's a good idea. Boycott the damn magazine. And Owl magazine wasn't that great anyway. They suck. Almost as bad as Vogue. And to the editor and to the person that wrote that article, I just have one thing to say. Learn to read. Learn to read, Lucy says. Okay, well, I think we got that for the record segment in there. See what I mean, though? Yeah, that was only after reading a couple of paragraphs of the article. Another case of prejudice. No wonder it's not in hell. No wonder I'm not in hell. Yeah. They asked me to be in there and tell them to kiss my butt. Yeah, that's why.
And we're live here on Live with David G. Duke, Saturday, November 26th. And again, there's nobody in the chat room. It's another quiet night here on Live with David G. Duke. And since Mike Lear said he might start making the shows a little more often, let's show him what he missed tonight. Yep, one of Mike's favorite animations, the Viking chick. Anyway, and Lucy Diamond is nowhere to be seen tonight. Do we dare speculate on where she is? Anyway, my friends, my name is David G. Duke. We are rocking through Live with David G. Duke for Saturday, November 26th, 2011. And let's get back to another video right here. Let's go with this video from my song from my upcoming CD, Seasons Greetings, a celebration of the seasons of life. Let's go with the song, The Holiday Season. My name is David G. Duke. You are listening to The Bewitching Hour, and I just gotta take a minute here, people. This past Sunday, Gem Jen's beloved station mistress, Lucy Diamond, posted on Facebook a link to an article about some woman in a Detroit suburb who is actually facing jail time for planting a garden in her front yard. Yes. No, I'm not making this up, people. This is true. She is a resident of a Detroit suburb, and she is facing criminal charges because she planted a vegetable garden in her front yard, and the town officials, I guess it is, or somebody associated with this town or suburb of Detroit doesn't feel that vegetable gardens are appropriate front yard plant material. You know, kind of makes you wonder what's next, you know? This is true, you can look this up on Fox News Detroit. But yeah, it does make you wonder what's next, you know? Citations for people that fart in public. God, I hope that never happens. I'd have to take a second job just to keep the fines paid off. That's why I vote conservative, people. Because conservatives know there's bigger things to worry about than somebody planting a vegetable garden in their front yard.
That's true!
If you want to see this absurdity go away, stop voting for those lefty liberal fucktards and vote conservative like I did. Anyway, my name is David G. Duke. It kind of makes me wonder, you know, people. Kind of makes me wonder how the people of that community would like it if I moved into there, bought a house in that area. I wonder what they would say about me mowing my lawn at midnight. Since I'm phototoxic and I can't be out in the sun, I would have to do my yard work at night. I bet they would love that, wouldn't they? Anyway, my name is David G. Duke. You are listening to The Bewitching Hour.
So, Madonna performed the halftime show at this year's Super Bowl. Interesting. I wonder if performing the halftime show of the Super Bowl is anything like performing a state fair. It means your career is just about over. In the case of Madonna, one can only hope. I never really liked her anyway. She was never all that good. Anyway, my friends, We are rocking through the Bewitching Hour, and my name is David G. Duke. Parastars by S. Michael Lear. And ever notice that in that video when he says, washed up investigators working on my cases, we see a picture of Lucy Diamond. Is that just coincidence, or is somebody trying to say something about Lucy? Oh, just messing with you, Lucy. You know I love you. But it is kind of funny seeing the picture and that line simultaneously like that. It's time once again for the segment of the show we call For the Record. And recently I was talking with my friend Catriona, and she said she likes to call the For the Record segment Snark Attack. I don't know what she means by that. I'm not snarky. Really, I'm not. I'm a nice guy. And I just heard a thud from upstairs. It must be the stew-nod that lives up there and just once again drank himself into a quivering, farting mass of semi-consciousness. What else is new there? Get a life, Scotty. Get a life. But honestly, I'm not snarky. Just because I keep saying I want to go deer hunting on Christmas Eve and serve fresh-cooked reindeer on Christmas Day. What's so bad about that? But seriously, I take this opportunity right now on the For the Record segment to wish you all a very happy, safe, joyous holiday season filled with many blessings and miracles and magic. And don't forget to take a minute to thank and appreciate and acknowledge our brave men and women of the armed forces, those that keep us free to celebrate the holidays of our choice and give me the freedom to sit here and shoot my mouth off. My name is David G. Duke. You're watching The House of Dave, and this has been For the Record. And during one of the 2 live interactive segments that I ran for the taping of this episode of The Bewitching Hour, we had a little invasion in the studio. No, it wasn't the fun, put the show host on the spot type of invasion that St. Clinton is famous for. This was my nephew Gregory's on-again, off-again girlfriend coming in to bum a cigarette and whine and complain about the latest melodrama going on in her life. Apparently somebody told her I gave a flying about all that drama, but well, have a listen for yourself.
Your son owes me $2 He shredded $2 in my fucking hallway. They're my $2. No, because I told him I wanted my $2 back because I thought he was going to fucking take them because I was having an argument again just because I threw out the option there that he might have STDs because of Misty admitting to me that she has STDs. So we got all pissed off at the thought of it.
Oh, my $2. Oh, sorry. Are we on? Oh, forgot the mic was open there for a minute. Yeah, that's it. That's my story. Here's a novel concept, you entitlement princess. Get off your fucking lazy ass, get a real job with a real paycheck, and $2 won't mean that much to you anymore. Stop sponging off of everybody's tax dollars and expecting everyone to take care of you, just because you're too incompetent to finish high school. And that concludes Saturday, which brings us to Sunday evening. Grammy Awards were held this past Sunday. I did not watch them. I haven't watched those awards shows in years. But from what I saw on Twitter, I didn't miss much. Interestingly enough, when I logged on to Twitter Sunday night, I saw several tweets from actress Tawny Katane snarking on the Grammys. Who knew she could be so delightfully snarky? No wonder I like her. Oh man, sounds like tweets I would have posted. I'm not going to read any of them to you. Well, I'll read just her last post here, where she said, "If I did not get back to you tonight, it's because I'm in the bathroom throwing up. I'm grossed out with what the Grammy Schmammy served up tonight. Some really bad stuff." And from what I've seen on the internet about the Grammys from other people on Twitter and other websites, that was an understatement that Tawny just posted there. And particularly commented on this band called Arcade Fire, I've never heard of, and walks away with a Grammy. So perhaps I've come up with a new formula based on that.
to how to become famous in the music industry and win a Grammy. Have a bunch of your friends or some trained chimps bang on some random drums and percussion instruments while a no-talent hack plays out of tune, out of chords on an out of tune guitar, and all while your lead vocalist screeches, yells, and belches into a microphone, and you too could win a Grammy Award. Hey, it worked for Arcade Fire. You never know. Yeah, they suck, but they still won a Grammy. No wonder I can't get one. All I can say is I'm glad there's real talent here at DGD Media over on SoundClick.com, GemGen.com, and on Livestream.com, because there's no real talent at the Grammy Awards. Yes, my friends, I just had to throw that out there for this week. And during the Saturday night House of Dave broadcast, one of the recorded videos that I played that night was the For the Record segment from last week's Week in Review show, my little snark on the Grammys. And the people in attendance agreed that Arcade Fire does suck, and were totally shocked that they actually walked away with a Grammy. In fact, the question that was asked was, how does a band that sucks win a Grammy? And the answer we agreed on was, they win by sucking the right people.
Bill Zucker and his song, The Answer, right here on Dave Time, episode 20. And as we rock through this week's Dave Time, I'm looking at the forest laid out in front of me here in this scene, and I'm thinking there's probably a lot of nice animals living in that forest that would make a tasty meal, or a nice coat. Bring that up because over on Facebook I've been reading a couple of pages about furs, the fur industry, and hearing some of the pansy asses that protest that. To them I have to say, shut the fuck up, get a life, grow a pair, and grow up. Human beings have been eating meat and wearing fur since the beginning of time. No pansy ass moron is going to tell me I can't. And I will continue to use it, and I will continue to hunt. Which reminds me, hunting season is coming up. I'm going to sharpen my arrows. Anyway, you are watching Dave Time, episode 20, and we will be right back. Yes, my friends, my name is David G. Duke, and we are rocking through Dave Time, episode 15. And I just want to take a minute here to snark and rant a little bit. This past Wednesday started out a little less than victorious around here. Tuesday night, late Tuesday night, right before I went to bed, found out I was out of cigarettes. No big deal, go to the store in the morning and get some.
That's true!
Then I wake up Wednesday morning to no coffee because my coffee pot had died. So I had to throw on some clothes, jump in the car, and go running errands all day Wednesday with no coffee and no cigarettes. Yeah, so I wasn't in the most pleasant of moods that morning. But I got what I needed. Got a new coffee maker. Got a few other things that I needed from the store. And from there on, had a pretty good day. So I just thought I'd slip that in here tonight. A little something, let you know what my week is like, what things are like in my world from time to time. And speaking of GemGen Radio, I tuned in this past Thursday night to John Forster's show, The Paranormal Panel, and right from the start I had to resist some major snark bait, as the first thing I heard out of John's mouth is Derek here yet? Apparently his guest that night was named Derek, and anybody that knows me, St. Clinton, and our beloved station mistress, Lucy Diamond, knows about the running jokes about her and my anime character, Derek. So, yeah, I had some snark bait to resist that night, but I behaved. I didn't snark. I didn't say a word. So, that's why I'm saying it here. Anyway, to get the Bewitching Hour started this week, Since we're talking about Lucy Diamond, let's jump into a track from one of her favorite CDs of mine, my latest CD, Dreams and Dreamers. Let's jump into this song called The Energy Magician, and that was Genesis of a Dream from my CD of the same name, my second CD. Yeah, we had some craziness in the studio a little earlier, which you'll see on that side of your screen, right over there. For those of you that are watching this on the video. Yep, my neighbor Lisa popped in here, dancing around behind me. You know, that's the type of craziness I gotta put up with. Dancing around, shaking her boobies on camera, and she doesn't even have the decency to uncover them. But anyway, like I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, I did have some computer troubles earlier. Thursday afternoon, the motherboard died. Friday, I got a hold of a repairman. Told me it was the motherboard. Got a hold of him on Friday. He came and looked at it on Monday and informed me that it was the motherboard. That was gone and that I needed a new tower. And so on Tuesday, I bought a new tower. And that ordeal, being offline for the Easter weekend, led to this conversation on my April 26th Open Circle Chat broadcast.
And we're back again here on the Bewitching Hour, episode 57. And I just got a comment here. This past Monday, October 10th, on Live with L'Oreal New, one of L'Oreal's viewers mentioned that he was propositioned by a hooker in the parking lot of the grocery store.
I'll give you pleasure.
Yep. Well, that obviously gives new meaning to the term one-stop shopping. But I'm wondering, did she charge in cash or in groceries? Did she take coupons or food stamps? Oh boy. Crazy things you hear about on these live shows, my friends.
That's true!
Lucy hasn't even been here yet tonight. What? Must be we wore her out on Gem Jam. Or she's outside enjoying the full moon with you-know-who. Figured that should have been here. Nope, she hasn't been here yet tonight.
We have a 138 in progress.
And as I'm sitting here recording this episode of the Bewitching Hour, I hear there's some commotion outside my window.
Come on, baby, give Daddy some lovin'.
Sounds like once again my neighbors are trying to get lucky and grab a date for the night.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Yes, my friends, we are rocking through Bewitching Hour episode 79. Actually, judging from the clock on the wall, we're about to wind down episode 79. And yes, as the graphic you're looking at right now says, we are proud 1%ers here. The 1% of America that knows you have to work for what you want and you can't have it handed to you. The 1% that doesn't choose to live in a liberal fantasy world where everybody has equal measure of everything. The 1% that knows that instead of whining that the guy next to me has more than I do, I work my ass off to get more than he does. The 1% that knows that survival of the fittest is real, it does exist, and it applies to every category of life. Yes, my friends, my name is David G. Duke. This is Bewitching Hour episode 79. And if you are one of those 99% who think you can get what you want out of life by occupying your favorite city, grow up, get a job, get real, and come join us here in the 1%. That was Eternal Friendship from my CD David G. Duke, my solo piano CD. And you can also find the full orchestrated version of that on my Genesis of a Dream CD. Yes, my friends, my name is David G. Duke. This is Bewitching Hour, episode 88. And since I have no idea what to do next or where I'm going next, let's just peruse the net and maybe throw some random snark at you. What's going on Facebook tonight for Monday, March May 14th. I always get the month wrong when I'm recording these. I don't know. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Jimmy Morris, I see, says it's been pouring. Now it's a nice soft rain. Wow. Exciting news there. And Stephen Freichin via left-wing radio stations. Don't get me started here, people. Don't get me started. Let's see what he's posting here. Public overwhelmingly supports large defense spending cuts. No, we don't. Young, old, Republicans, Democrats, men and women all say they favor whopping reductions in military spending. No, we don't. I don't. Who the hell said that? More military spending and more spending on law enforcement to get these damn criminals out of the school. That's just me. Let's see, the Lucy Diamond is posting tonight. She's got something from the Family Guy here. That awesome moment when someone is lying and you know the truth. And after reading that statement, after Stephen Freichin's left-wing liberal rant, there's Stephen Freichin, a.k.a. Swampy, Swampus Zombicatus, who can be heard here on Jim Gen every Friday and Saturday mornings. Reminds me, how can you tell when a liberal is lying? His lips move. And somebody once asked me if it's possible for liberals to grow up and grow a pair. I said, well, of course it is. That's how conservatives are born. Anyway. Jumping over to Twitter, we have, what do we have here on Twitter? Whoa, okay. Okay, what do we have here on Twitter? Not too much exciting going on over here. Send another note to Bill Zucker. Let's see if we can get him on here again. And what do we got for trending topics on Twitter? And fly me to London. Say something. Something. Okay, I just said something. KG. Damn KG. Kevin Garnett. Don't know him. Don't care. Visit Orlando. Maybe in the wintertime. Right now it might be too hot. Anyway, my friends, this is Bewitching Hour, episode 88. And coming up next, we have some music by Daniel Willett and his song, The Moon is Full of Love. And right after that, we'll give the answer to the brain teaser. So stick around. There's more Bewitching Hour's snarky, cynical madness coming up right after this. Yes, my friends, my name is David G. Duke, and we are rocking through the Bewitching Hour. What the hell was that? Sounds like there's a rattlesnake here in the studios. No problem, we'll take care of that real easy. Be watching the DGD Media fashion page over there on Facebook for the latest DGD snakeskin shoe design. And anyway, my friends, we are rocking through the Bewitching Hour. Yes, my friends, we are sitting here rocking through live with David G. Duke, Saturday, October 22nd, 2011. And where the fuck is everybody tonight? Come on, people, get in here. Are you supposed to have an interactive show and I'm the only one here? Maybe I should have just done an intro for the Bewitching Hour. I got one step ahead on that for this week. Yes, my friends, Bewitching Hour episode, whatever. I forgot what episode number I'm up to, right? What can I snark about tonight? What do we have going on over here on Twitter for a trending topic? Lies people always tell. Watching Halloween. Who cares? It was a good movie. Anyway. Paranormalcy from my Reflections, the Best of David G. Duke CD, and since tonight is Friday the 13th, April 2012, and we just had an interview with a paranormal investigator. I figured that song would be appropriate to slip in there.
Reporting district, Division plus Master B.
And yes, Gert, you had to mention Jimmy Morrison, the guy that was afraid to have me on his show. As many of you may remember, my friends, a while back, I was supposed to be a guest on Jimmy Morrison's Ghost Chatter show over there on the X network. But, yeah, the night of the show, I was there. The chat room was filled up with his chatter chicks. But no Jimmy. Jimmy was a no-show. I wonder why. What happened, Jimmy? Did you get scared? Anyway, my friends, my name is David G. Duke, and this is Bewitching Hour, episode 83, for Friday the 13th of April, 2012. And this is On the Set. This past Friday night, April 1st, 2011, I logged on to Facebook and saw that a friend of mine on there, a fellow Wiccan, posted something about being banished from a so-called coven for not cutting a vacation short to attend the funeral of a coven member's husband, I guess it was. We need to really go into a lot of detail there. I'm not mentioning any names, but, you know, this is the kind of power-hungry, New Age, neo-paganistic wannabes that I often warn new people to the craft about. You have to do everything their way or no way at all, or you get banished, as they say. You know what? They're not real Wiccans anyway. Real Wiccans would understand that you cannot be everywhere that you want to be, and they would not expect you to cut a vacation short and travel halfway across the country. Any words of sympathy and condolences in those situations would be accepted and understood by real Wiccans and real pagans. We have a different view on death anyway. Only the body dies. In spirit, the person is still with us. So I just had to snark on that a little bit and turn that into a little teaching example. And I hope my friend didn't mind me commenting on that. Yes, my friends, this is why I, for the most part, am a solitaire witch. Yes, I do have close friends in the craft that I work with from time to time for holidays and special occasions and such. But for the most part, I stay solitaire for just that reason. Those old school traditionalists don't deal with that garbage of coven leaderships and levels of witchcraft and all that crap. Anyway, I just had to slip that little rant in there for tonight. Yes, my friends, this is Bewitching Hour episode 71, and this past Sunday, January 15th, 2012, Lucy Diamond Facebooked me a link about some pagans in Salem, Massachusetts, some witches in Salem, who were using magic and casting a spell to ensure a football win for their team, the New England Patriots. And this didn't really surprise me too much because many a Christian sports fan will pray for their team to win, so it doesn't surprise me that a Wiccan sports fan or a group of Wiccan sports fans would use magic and spells to help their team win a game. No word on whether it actually did or not, or whether it actually worked, or if the Patriots actually won the game that they were casting for. But at least they put forth effort to help their team. Just Wiccans being Wiccans, people being themselves. Gotta be not being afraid of being who they are, which you should never do. Remember, ridicule is nothing to be scared of, as long as you respect yourself and all of those around you. And coming up next here on Bewitching Hour 71, we have a piece of music that talks about that a whole lot. This is Adamant and his song, Prince Charming.
Yes, Parastar is a great song by Michael Weir. Song about ghost hunters, or as I call them, paranormal paparazzi. Yes, think about it for a minute. The way ghost hunters hunt down images, recordings of ghosts, reminds me of paparazzi hunting down photos and videos of celebrities. Never understood why we're hunting ghosts to begin with. Were they bad in the afterlife? Did they do something wrong? Are we like bounty hunting them or what? My big question is how many teams have to investigate the same location before we say, yeah, it's haunted. And refer to what I said earlier. They're everywhere. Spirit energies are everywhere. Around us. Which is another reason why I think sometimes ghost hunting teams could be producing a false negative in their research. It's hard to tell sometimes whether or not that spirit energy you're documenting with your cameras and UPP recorders and EMF meters is actually someone connected to the location you're investigating, or is it someone just connected to one of the people investigating it? Something to think about next time you go on a ghost hunt. Oh yeah, under the moonlight, keep your eyes wide open. You may see anything. A great song by my good friend S. Michael Weir. Song Eyes Wide Open, parody to the song Arms Wide Open. A powerful ballad there talking about you never know what you're going to see in the night. And I often wonder when I listen to this song and other songs about the nighttime, I often think about those day walkers who are, when the night falls, cowering in their beds, hiding under their bed covers, a prey to the boogeyman. I wonder if they ever actually even seen the night in all its majestic beauty and splendor. If they've ever actually witnessed a hawk snatch its prey right in front of them, heard the song that owls sing at night. Well, I suppose somebody's got to do the dirty work in the daytime, and those daywalkers who are just so afraid at night can continue cowering in their bed covers, afraid of those things that go bump in the night. But for me, I will stay in the moonlight.
Yes, my friends, as we begin to kick off this week's Bewitching Hour, I mentioned to St. Clinton over there on Facebook that I would comment on this potentially regurgitating article that he linked me to about Wicca being a Christian heresy. Well, all I gotta say about that is Wicca predates Christianity by hundreds of years, possibly thousands. And the definition of a heretic is one who turned away from Christianity in favor of atheism or another religion. So this article is a bunch of fiction made up by a bunch of childish, whiny morons who can't get it through their heads that their way is not the only way.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Yes, like I said, it was potentially regurgitating.
Midnight Dance from my CD, Mother Earth. Yes, dancing naked around a bonfire under a full moon with the lady in the moon looking down upon us. What could be better? And yes, I said lady in the moon, is not a man in the moon, as some people like to claim it to be. Remember, my friends, in Wicca, as well as many pagan religions, the moon is often associated with female deities, the Mother Goddess, the Midnight Queens, Hecate, Lilith, and others. The earliest references to the face-like feature in the moon actually referred to it as the Lady in the Moon, or simply the Moon Lady, the Midnight Queen. It was meant to be a reminder that during the nocturnal hours, various nocturnal goddesses, Lilith, Hecate, and others are always looking down upon us and watching over their people. That face-like feature that we see on the moon's surface of the full moon did not start being referred to as the man in the moon until the Roman Catholics spread into Celtic Europe and started pushing their monotheistic, patriarchal, one-god religion, one male god belief of theirs, with their egotistical, narcissistic god that they worship. Yes, I call the Christian god an egotistical narcissist. And why else would he demand that his people sit around all day long, praising him and telling him how awesome he is? If he is all-knowing, he would know how awesome he is.
That's right.
But I digress. My name's David G. Duke, and we are rocking through another bewitching hour.
Thank you, Lucy. And speaking of GemGen Global Digital Broadcasting, I'd like to take a minute to encourage all the pagans listening tonight to tune in here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on GemGen Radio, and give a listen to Bishop Glover and his show, The Last Days. Yes, I know, I'm encouraging my fellow pagans to listen to a Christian radio show, but trust me, my friends, it will make you grateful that you are a pagan, and that you do not have to put up with the Church of Madness. Here's Incubus Succubus. We are not evil. We do not harm or seduce people. We are not dangerous. We are ordinary people like you. We have families, jobs, hopes, and dreams. We are not a cult. This religion is not a joke. We are not what you think we are from looking at TV. We are real. We laugh. We cry. We are serious. We have a sense of humor. You don't have to be afraid of us. We don't want to convert you, and please don't try to convert us. Just give us the same rights we give you to live in peace. We are much more similar to you than you think. So, Sunday morning, June 14th, 2015, about 6:30 in the morning, I went out on my porch to have a smoke, and kept hearing the sounds of a hot air balloon, sounds of that torch that they use to blow hot air up in the balloon and keep it aloft. So I ran in, grabbed my tablet, and managed to get a little bit of footage of one going by about half a block down. Of course, it was to the east of me in the morning, so I had a little bit of sun glare, but not too bad overall. And my friends, before I came in here to record this segment of the show tonight, I could hear my neighbors engaging in their favorite pastime, arguing and fighting with each other. What they're arguing and fighting about, I don't know, and I really don't care. As you can see by the give a fuck a meter down there, I really don't care. Anyway, my friends, this is the Bewitching Hour, episode 70, and we will be right back, right after this.
To find the most complete collection of DGD Media Audio Productions online, visit our network of SoundClick.com sites. Starting with our primary music site, www.soundclick.com/David G. Duke. There you will find most of the music I have recorded on most of my CDs, and you may also wish to visit the DGD Media voiceover page at www.soundclick.com/DGD_media. There you will find many of DGD Media's audio advertisements, music from compilation and best of CDs, as well as information on contracting with DGD Media to produce your audio or video advertising. And coming up in the future, we may also have on that site information on public appearances, so we'll be watching that as well. For the holiday music lovers, we offer our holiday music page located at www.soundclick.com/DGD Holidays. This site includes music from my holiday music CD Winterfest, several covers of holiday classics, and a few other holiday tunes that I've recorded on other albums. I try to make that site the the complete collection of all holiday-related or holiday-inspired music that I have recorded, although there's a few spoken word holiday snark tracks on the DGD Media voiceover page as well, so check those out too. Last but not least, we have the Memory Lane Project, a collection of music DGD Media produced for a series of video slideshows of old family photos and artwork. This is a work in progress. We're up to 2 CDs of music on that now and working on the third. This site is located at www.soundclick.com/Model Morley. That's MODELMORLEY. And for those of you who are in the radio, film, or TV industries, most DGD Media produced audio files are available for commercial use in films, TV, advertising, mixtapes, radio airplay, and many other uses. To learn more about this, please click on the licensed music link on the sidebar of any of the DGD Media SoundClick pages mentioned in this advertisement. When you click on that link, you will be taken to the DGD Media usage rights contract. Please read that contract carefully before purchasing audio files from DGD Media. Only those audio files listed below the contract on that page are available for licensed usage. And effective January 20th, 2011, all DGD Media audio files utilized for commercial usage, including advertising, must meet the terms of that contract. Any other usage will be considered a violation of the contract and dealt with accordingly. As far as radio play goes, if myself or any other person associated with DGD Media has personally emailed you as a radio show host copies of DGD Media music, you may continue to utilize and to play those songs on your radio shows. You do not need to repurchase those tracks. Thank you for visiting the DGD Media Audio Network. I hope you find some great music there and come back anytime. Don't forget, on SoundClick.com you can also create your own playlists, listen to your favorite songs over and over again. Thank you and have a terrific day. And my name is David G. Duke. We are rocking through the Bewitching Hour, Thursday, November 25th, Thanksgiving edition. And during that last video break, good friend Catriona, Lady Catriona, asked me if I would explain to the viewers something I've said more than once, that as a pagan, I have often found the Thanksgiving holiday to be a bit redundant. And yes, Catriona, I will gladly explain what I meant by that. Simply put, what I meant was that for those of you watching who may not know much about the Wiccan religion, we have 8 holidays a year that we observe. One of them, in late September, right around the 21st, is a holiday called Mabon, the autumn equinox. And during that holiday, we observe many of the same traditions that are part of the American Thanksgiving holiday. Both holidays are a time for reflecting back over the past year and acknowledging those things which you are most thankful for. Both holidays are celebrated with a feast with much of the same foods: pies, various vegetable dishes, squashes, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams. And turkey is quite a traditional meat served on Mabon, although I prefer a ham or some wild game meats, duck, pheasant, venison, etc. Since Mabon also ties in with the reaping of the harvest and giving thanks to the bounty of Mother Earth, somehow wild game meats just seem more appropriate to me. But hunting season is up here in the Northeast. New York doesn't always cooperate with us having fresh wild game meats in late September. So we do what we can. I often prefer a ham or a roast beef. I made a great Mabon meal. So yes, that's basically what I meant, was that because the traditions of Mabon and the traditions of Thanksgiving are so similar, it feels like sometimes I'm celebrating the same holiday twice. I've often joked that the only difference between the Mabon celebration and the Thanksgiving celebration is that at Mabon we don't sit around watching football after the dinner. Yes, there's some football on in late September, big games. I'm not sure when the season runs, but I know it's in the fall, into the winter, and I like Australian rules football, not this American NFL stuff. Don't get me wrong, as a guy that loves food and loves to eat, I do enjoy both holidays. So when I say that Thanksgiving just seems redundant, it's just because of the similar traditions between Thanksgiving and Mabon. But I still will continue to enjoy both holidays. Nobody ever gets skyclad on Thanksgiving. What are we doing, Mabon? Oh, yes. My name is David G. Duke. You are watching The Bewitching Hour. Now, let's get back to some more music. Solstice Morning from my CD Winterfest. Yes, my friends, winter solstice is almost upon us. Wow, where did 2010 go? Seems like this year went by pretty damn fast, my friends. Winter solstice is almost upon us, and not a particularly pleasant thought for those of us that live in the moonlight. Well, I mean, it is the longest night of the year, but it does mean that after that, days will start getting longer and nights will start getting shorter. Ugh. But until Ostara, the nights will still be longer than the day. So, my friends, make the most of it. Enjoy the time we have left. Or that dreaded sun takes over again and makes the days longer than the nights. Enjoy.
Shopping. We are shopping. Bash the shoppers. Those stupid, crazy holiday shoppers. Why would I want to bash them? Idiots crowding the malls and stores. Clogging up the post office, making it take over 2 weeks for a package to get from Syracuse to New Jersey. Yeah, Polo called me this morning. Still no vest. I gotta get that song in here by comedian Rick Cormier. A song called Shopping with a Weapon in My Hand. I have to get that one in here. Include it in the show sometime. A parody to Winter Wonderland. Crazy freaking holiday shoppers fighting over the last item on the store shelves. Since the first airing of this episode of Dave Time will air on Black Friday, November 25th, 2011, let's start things off with a look at this little Black Friday rant from this past Tuesday, November 22nd, episode of the Bewitching Hour radio show, episode 63. Yes, the start of my Black Friday holiday shopping rants for this season. Have a look at this. And yes, my friends, the holiday season is coming up fast. This Friday will be Black Friday, and I see once again all the corporate fucktards are opening their doors at midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just to get that holiday shopping money. They're so greedy, they gotta have that money so damn bad that they gotta brainwash the shoppers into thinking they're getting some kind of great deal by shopping so late at night or early in the morning. But you know what I have to say about that? If you want to get great holiday gifts this year, start right here at gemgin.com. Pick yourself up 40 or 50 copies of the Gem Gin mixtape. Shoot over to amazon.com. Pick yourself up a whole mess of copies of my CDs and my book. Grab Chippy Sajan's book, The Victorious Mindset. And shoot over to Exclusive Fashion and Furs and DGD Fashions and get yourself some custom-made clothing and accessories. Those always make great gifts right there. Custom-made, one-of-a-kind clothes for the people on your list from either Polo the Fur King or myself. And yeah, I still have time to whip out some accessories and simple clothing like vests and shirts and ties, jackets. Jackets might take a little longer. That might be pushing it, but I might squeeze one or two more in before the holiday season. And depends on how close you live to the Syracuse, New York area and how quickly I can get it done and get it to you. Anyway, my friends, what else we got here that would make great gifts? Shoot over to Candy Flavors. Pick yourself up some great soy candles and boy shorts and all that great stuff that they have over there. Make great gifts for the girls on your list.
During the week of DGD media broadcasting that led up to and included Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday, and Thanksgiving weekend, I went off on a few holiday shopping tirades, as you will see, starting on my Tuesday, November 23rd, DGD media radio broadcast. And for the last couple of weeks, dear friends, I've been noticing on my television that Target and a few other stores are planning once again to open their doors at 4 o'clock in the frickin' morning on Black Friday. Yes, they're so fucking greedy, they gotta have that holiday shopping money so damn bad that they're gonna open their doors at 4 o'clock in the morning. people to wake up and realize that holiday shopping season and extended holiday shopping hours are nothing more than a product of corporate greed. If you want to give some really good holiday gifts this season, many of the show hosts here on GemGen Radio have media, books, CDs, etc. on sale or for sale over on Amazon.com. Jump over there, pick yourself up 40 or 50 copies of my books and CDs. Rob Wilson's got a Wisdom of a Cowboy book over there. Pick yourself up a whole bunch of copies of that. Joe Donlin has a series of books over there. Grab a bunch of those. And I believe even Chippy Sajan's new book, which came out recently, is also on there. And probably some of the other show hosts who have shows here on GemGen Radio also have books or CDs over there on Amazon.com. Give yourself up a nice wide variety of GemGen show host material, books and CDs, etc. Your holiday shopping's done with a few clicks of a mouse. You don't have to go out and deal with the insane crowds at the stores, department stores, shopping malls, and wherever else you brainwashed, blinded lemmings gather. And then continuing on my Thursday night Bewitching Hour broadcast that aired Thanksgiving night, November 25th, 2010. Which brings us to my holiday shopping tirade this week. I do encourage people to shop online more than going to the malls and department stores and such. As somebody who worked in retail sales for too many years during the holiday season, the extended holiday hours are murder on the employees. You as the consumer may think it's a nice convenience, but it's not very convenient for the people that work there, especially when you have to work a closing shift one night and a morning opening shift the next day. I feel like you never even left the damn place. They say that retail sales is one of the highest employee turnarounds of any business. Well, low pay and crazy holiday shopping madness are two major reasons for that. So, I say we should boycott any store or as many stores as we can that extend their hours for holiday shopping. I know we can't boycott all of them because even some of the stores that we shop at on a regular basis for our everyday necessity items, food, groceries, household cleaning items, etc., sometimes do extend their hours too. We can't go without food through the whole holiday season. But I suggest just boycotting any store selling only things that you would purchase as a holiday gift and buy them online. It's a lot more convenient. If you think about it, you shop online, a few clicks of the mouse, you got your holiday shopping done. You don't have to pay for gas car. You don't have to waste any gas. You don't have to waste time looking for a parking space, driving to the store, running around from one store to another. You can compare prices online. Multiple retailers a lot faster in a matter of seconds than you could running around from one store to the other. It surprises me that in this day and age with all this technology available to us that we still even have retail stores and retail outlets. Well, it's good providing jobs for people, but I'm surprised we still have a holiday shopping season in that capacity. So, give some gifts this year that actually have some meaning. Like I just suggested, that movie that we just saw the trailer for, The Pit and the Pendulum remake by David Bacauder and Regent Films, starring the beautiful and amazing L'Oreal New. Make a great gift. Also, L'Oreal New is a talented artist. You visit her website, www.l'orealnew.com, and purchase some of her artwork. And that would make an amazing gift as well. Plus, there's always great stuff on Amazon.com. See in the upper right corner of your screen, there's in the upper left corner of your screen, scrolling the titles of my CDs. In the bottom left corner, there's GemGen Radio show hosts. Many of them have books, CDs, and other publications, also on Amazon.com. And don't forget to check out my good friend Dustin Allen Nunn and his comic book, Dustin and Darwin. That's also there on Amazon. So put a little thought into your holiday shopping this week. Give people some gifts that they will actually appreciate and stop catering to corporate greed, extended holiday hours, holiday shopping madness. We've heard many times in the news about employees and customers getting trampled by holiday shopping fanatics rushing into the stores on Black Friday morning. This year, resolve not to make yourself part of that insane crowd. Take the higher path, do it the way we do here in the moonlight. Rise above that insanity. Expand beyond it. Have a great holiday season. And once again, on my Saturday, November 27th, House of Dave broadcast in that week's For the Record segment, I said this. In this week's For the Record segment, I wanted to talk a little more about my holiday shopping tirades and my thoughts on that practice. But first, I thought I would bring Lucy Diamond up to speed since she did not see the Thursday show or hear the previous week's DGE radio broadcast. So, during the live interactive segments of this week's House of Dave, I gave her a little summary of what I had been saying about holiday shopping in the past weeks, or in the past few shows, I should say. And, well, I thought she would actually have more to say about it, but, well, let's have a look. They've been here Thursday when I got on my holiday shopping tirade. About the idiots who flogged the malls on Black Friday. Wait outside for a week? Yeah, those idiots. And boycotting all the major corporate stores and malls that open 4 a.m. to midnight and extend their hours. Shop online. I even suggested a few good gift items. And my books, my book, my CDs, Joe Donlin's books, Rob Wilson's book, Chippy Sajian's book. Any other Gem Gin show hosts have books out there? Just Chip, Rob, and Joe, right? They're the only ones that have books. I'm gonna write some now too. Woohoo! Book by Lucy Diamond. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. Chip, Rob, and Joe were the only ones that had books, and myself. And of course, L'Oreal's movie would also be a good gift. Ursulese, yes. Well, there's ads for Ursulese Voodoo in the Thursday show.
Interested in carrying authentic Voodoo product lines at your store? There's only one place to browse for wholesale Voodoo supplies. At Ursulese, we are environmentally conscious and do not produce unnecessary paper catalogs. So please peruse the website to select the products of interest to you. Log on to www.erzulies.com.
Just to clarify, the boycott I mentioned is for corporate retail outlets. Oh, please do, whenever possible, shop at your privately owned local stores, privately owned local businesses this holiday season and any other time throughout the year. It's a great way to stimulate your local economy this holiday season and any other time. To encourage you to shop online and from privately owned local businesses as much as possible. What I'm trying to encourage people to do is stay away from the corporate madness and corporate greed of corporate retail chains such as Target, Walmart, and others, and not be a part of the chaotic madness of shoppers flooding those stores, flooding the shopping malls, etc., etc. And I am definitely not trying to discourage anybody from buying gifts for the people on their shopping lists this holiday season. Definitely do not want you to just not give any gifts this season. Definitely want you to do that if you so desire. If you want to give gifts to the people you love, go for it. Encouraging you to put a little more thought into it. Shop in a more responsible manner. Find ways to support your local economy as much as you can. And give some gifts that people will appreciate. A lot of this crap that you see advertised on television makes a great gift. Not too many people really want that stuff. There may be a few people out there that would really want it. And you know the people you're giving gifts to better than I do. There have been too many fights and deaths, people fighting over gifts, people fighting over the last Xbox or the last Wii game system or whatever. I think we've had enough of that. Let's just get beyond that, act a little more responsibly, act a little more civilized, give some great gifts this year, and have a great holiday season without all the violence, madness, and chaos. My name's David G. Duke. You're watching The House of Dave, and this has been For the Record. Yep, decided this year that I'm going to voice my thoughts on holiday shopping a longtime ex-retail employee. I just had to put those thoughts out there. Enjoy your holidays, people. My name is David G. Duke. This has been a DGD Media production.
And we're looking at some of the more humorous, fun sides of the holidays. And keeping with that, I have this little story that I found on the internet many years ago. And it's titled A Christmas Story for People Having a Bad Day. And it might explain, well, at least one holiday tradition. Anyway. When 4 of Santa's elves got sick and the trainee elves did not produce the toys as fast as the regular ones, Santa was beginning to feel the pressure of being behind schedule. Then Mrs. Claus told Santa that her mom was coming to visit. This stressed Santa even more. When he went to harness the reindeer, he found that 3 of them were about to give birth and 2 had jumped the fence and were out heavens knows where. More stress. Then, when he began to load the sleigh, one of the boards cracked, and the toy bag fell on the ground and scattered the toys. So, frustrated, Santa went into the house for a cup of apple cider and a shot of rum. When he went to the cupboard, he discovered that the elves had hidden the liquor and there was nothing to drink. In his frustration, he accidentally dropped the cider pot, and it broke into hundreds of little pieces all over the kitchen floor. He went to get the broom and found that the mice had eaten the straw ends of the broom. Just then, the doorbell rang, and irritable Santa trudged to the door. He opened the door, and there was a little angel with a great big Christmas tree. The angel said very cheerfully, "Merry Christmas, Santa. Isn't it a lovely day? I have a beautiful tree for you. Where would you like me to stick it?" And yes, my friends, that is how the tradition of the little angel on top of the Christmas tree began. Yes, my friends, the holiday season is rapidly approaching. This Saturday will be Christmas Day, and anybody that knows me knows that I tend to get a little extra snarky, a little extra cynical around this time of year. Perhaps none more so than this segment from my December 14th DGD Media radio broadcast. Yeah, I had a little fun here. Check this one out. Yes, my friends, Christmas Eve is coming up very soon.
Ho, ho, ho.
And if all goes well on Christmas Day, I will once again be grilling some fresh reindeer steaks. At least we know we won't have a repeat of last year. That glowing red nose was starting to draw some unwanted attention from my neighbors. Now that he's out of the way, you're next, Comet. You're next. My name is David G. Duke. You're listening to DGD Media Radio. And if you enjoy this show, I invite you to stop by and give a listen to my live broadcasts every Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time and every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time over on www.livestream.com/David G. Duke. Yes, and you know, on the Saturday shows, I do a segment called For the Record. And I was talking with my friend Catriona recently, and she says she often likes to call the For the Record segment Snark Attack. Not really sure what she meant by that, but I kind of like it. So maybe I'll do a Snark Attack segment on this show starting next week. Not that I'm all that snarky or anything. Yep, Christmas Eve is coming soon. Everybody ready for Santa? I know I am. Yep, I hear sleigh bells and reindeer hooves on my roof. Might just have to grab the old katana, go up there and get a little slashy stabby. But seriously, enjoy your holidays. Whatever holidays you celebrate, enjoy them to the fullest. There's a lot of things I love about this holiday season. Great food, great dinner that always has some pork involved. Rum spiked eggnog is always a good thing. But Santa Claus is not one of those things that I like about this time of year. But the Wicker Man, the Holly King, pagan deities whom he's based on, certainly rock. I just can tend to stay away from the Christian and secular meanings of the December holidays, focus on my pagan traditions. So, whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year, enjoy it to the fullest, make it the best you've ever had. Enjoy the food and the beverages. Please try to stop before you fall down into a quivering, farting mass of semi-consciousness. But then again, that would be better than doing the stupidest thing you could do this holiday season and trying to drive home after having too many rum-spiked eggnogs. Yes, if you drink, do not drive. Or I might have to get slashing stabby on you. Yes, do not be stupid. Do not drink and drive this holiday season. Make it a truly magical season. A happy and safe and blessed holiday season full of magic, joy, and love. My name is David G. Duke. You're watching The House of Dave, and this has been For the Record. And I hope everyone had a fantastic holiday, fantastic Christmas weekend for those of you that celebrate Christmas. I was on the air Saturday night, Christmas night, frying up some reindeer steaks. St. Clinton stopped by for a few minutes. Not too many other people stopped by though. It was Christmas night. People were probably recovering from their Christmas dinner. Passed out in a quivering semi-conscious mass from eating too much, or probably having a few too many eggnogs, or enjoying their new holiday gifts, whatever they got. But, yep, I was on the air, played some great music videos, had a great time. Wow. 2010's been a great year. Celebrated 1 year of my live stream broadcasts. Started this EGD radio broadcast. Started Gem Radio this year. Woo-hoo. Well, thank you all for listening.
Also, speaking of anniversaries, my good buddy over there at Bandit Radio, David G. Duke, is celebrating 1 year on live stream this week. 1 year since he started over there on live stream. He also does a show here on Bandit Radio on Fridays from 8 until 9. It is Music for the Enlightened Mind. If you want to know what that means, be here on Fridays at 8 o'clock, and you can find out what that is all about. So happy anniversary to him.
Hope you all have a wonderful New Year. Great New Year's Eve. Enjoy your New Year's Eve, but please don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. Thank you all for making this a great year. Have a great night. Look on safe New Year's Eve. Like I said, don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. See you all here again next week for another broadcast of DGD Media Radio.
You would think we could end the show here, my friends, and this, or that last clip does seem like a logical stopping point for this 10-year anniversary look back, but, my friends, I have a little bonus clip for you here from June 6th, 2010, when Lucy Diamond guest hosted the show and talked about a critter that invaded her home.
You should have seen last week. I don't know if I told you the story, but I remember telling somebody, but one morning I was in like a good mood and she like begs to go outside, so I said, okay, I'm gonna let her come outside and have a coffee with me. And I brought her on the porch and she was sitting on my lap being good, and so I let her down on the porch and she was so good, and then she wanted to walk around the yard and she wasn't running or darting or misbehaving, and she was just sitting in the yard nicely. I said, okay. I opened up the door and to the house in case she wanted to run in, and then I went in the house and poured her food, and then like I just went in the house, poured her food, went back onto the porch and said, hey Moxie, but I didn't see her anymore, and then I heard glass moving inside of the house, so I turned back around and looked inside the house and I saw her sitting here on the floor next to the desk. So I said, oh Moxie, you're a good girl, I just poured you some food. So I shut the screen door and then I went, Moxie, what are you doing? You know, so she could come over and have the food, and a chipmunk ran across the floor over to the other side of the house, and then Moxie went to go dart, but I grabbed Moxie and I figured, okay, what we'll do is get the chipmunk out of the house. So I opened the screen back again and then got the broom and was like poking things so that the chipmunk would run, and the chipmunk ran, you know, along the wall. It ran this way, then it ran along the wall this way. So then it would have to come back this way in order to go to the door. But it was stuck over in that other corner. So I went over to the other corner and I had Moxie in my hand and I was using the broom and like poking stuff trying to get the thing to move. So Moxie, you know, I had Moxie, I didn't want her to get it. And I was poking the thing and so the chipmunk would run that way to go out the door. So I'm poking around and there's like, you know, the dishwashing liquid container thing was there, and the little chipmunk was like hiding behind it. So I was poking it and stuff, and I didn't really want to squish it. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So it fell over. The container fell over, and it was exposed. So the chipmunk, instead of running all the way to the door, following the wall, which I thought was what it was doing, it ran diagonally across the middle of the room and was going to run down the hallway to the bedrooms, which, you know, I've got teenagers. There's no way you would ever find a chipmunk if the thing got to the end of the house. So, just in a heartbeat, I had to decide whether or not I was going to let the chipmunk hide in one of the bedrooms. So I let Moxie go. And, I mean, I let Moxie go when the chipmunk was at the end of the hallway. And, she's so fast, you know, so she caught it, and she had it like dangling there by its tail, and she was all like really proud of herself. And I was like, okay, Moxie, come here, and I'm running after Moxie trying to catch her with the chipmunk in its mouth, but she wasn't having that, you know. So she darted into my room, and I thought, okay, well, now we've got it contained somewhat. So I shut like all the other bedroom doors and the bathroom door and stuff, and I went into the room, and we play hide and seek. So Moxie understands hide and seek to the extent that sometimes she has good hiding spots and she doesn't give up her hiding spots. But like if she steals my necklace, or if she steals one of Chrissy's earrings or something, sometimes we can get her to go find it and give it back to us. And yeah, she wasn't having it. So my show was on with the thing, and I had to do my show. So I, you know, tried to coax her out of the room. I couldn't find Moxie at first. Then I found Moxie, but she didn't have the chipmunk with her, and I didn't know what to do. So I shut the door to the room, and I did my show. And during the show, every once in a while, I could hear the chipmunk scream. Oh God! So I thought she ate it, you know. And well, since Moxie was a baby, sometimes, you know, she would scratch, or we'd be playing with her. We play Get the Hand, and we kind of be her opponent to wrestle her, and she like wrestles with your hand. And sometimes she would scratch us or bite us, and so every time she like bit me or scratched me or something, I would stop and I would inspect her teeth, you know, if she bit me, and I'd be like, ow, and I'd poke them, and I'd be like, ow. I would like be teaching her that it hurts for her to bite me. And then, like, if somebody came home, I would explain to them the situation. There's, like, buzzwords that I use for her so that she knows what I'm talking about. And, so I would tell them, you know, Moxie, ouch, you know, and, then I would pick Moxie up and show whoever came into the house the teeth that had poked me. She acted like she was so ashamed of herself, and she still does, you know. Or if she did it with her paws, I would put out her paws, and I would show any new person that came in the house that she had these sharp, pokey things on the end of her paws, and explain to them that they were very, you know, pokey. And she would like look away and stuff. So 10 hours later, actually she came out a couple of times after the day, and I was like, yeah, I hope you're proud of yourself, you know, that poor chipmunk stuck in my room, or you ate it, or whatever you happened to be. And she would like stomp her feet really hard coming up the hallway. And when she got close to me, I'd be like, don't stomp your feet at me, I'm not impressed with you, you know. And so she went over to the food, and she picked up one of the pieces of food, the dried food, and she looked at me, and she let it fall out of her mouth. And I thought, oh, you nasty thing, you know, because she was like saying that she had something more interesting to do than to eat that crappy food that I left her. So 10 hours later, everybody comes home. So I'm telling Amber, okay, this is what happened with Moxie, blah, 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 and I feed him his food, and then my daughter comes in, and I'm explaining to them what happened. And so somewhere in my room, there was the remains of a chipmunk, and we needed to find out where that was. And so Alma was like, oh, Moxie, were you good, and do you have a prize for me? And so Moxie brought him into the bedroom to show him, and she was extremely distraught. And the chipmunk was somewhere in my closet. And Moxie couldn't find it 10 hours later. Oh, so the poor chipmunk must have been exhausted and missed like 5 meals. And then, oh, the vlog, oh my God. So then Christy came home, and there's a sliding door on the on his naps. Now it's like 10 o'clock at night. He should have been asleep hours ago. So Chrissy got like a big 5-gallon bucket, and they caught it in a 5-gallon bucket and they let it go outside. And yeah, so for like 2 days, Moxie was walking around like checking everything. She was checking underneath the couch and in the closets and, you know, in cabinets and on the bookshelf and everywhere. She was so distraught looking for a chipmunk. But she didn't eat it. So what I think is that when I was hearing the chipmunk scream, she must have like poked it with her claw or poked it with her teeth or something, and it screamed, and I bet she was embarrassed, you know, ashamed of herself that she heard it. Yep. Well, showtime, I mean, it was all day. I had my coffee at 10 and was on the porch with Moxie, and then my show was like at 1 or whatever. It was probably Friday, not last Friday, the Friday before. And I didn't come home until 10 o'clock at night, so it was a good 10-hour kind of ordeal. I was screaming, and there was a chipmunk running across my kitchen. Ooh, they moved so fast. Oh my God. Then I was out there, you know, we're having a barbecue, and there's chipmunks like everywhere. We totally need a cat, you know. And barbecue, and I look over and there's the chipmunk like sitting there looking at me, you know. I was like, yeah, you're lucky you're not on the grill here. Moxie will be eating you. Yeah, that was an exciting day. Yeah, but every day is exciting. Every single day is like just more and more exciting. It's unbelievable.
Detroit commercial. Detroit commercial. Detroit commercial.